What's up there, haters and heathens of YouTube? It's Muela bringing you another TDM on Hard Hat. It is a regular TDM. It is not Ground War. I'm using the PP90 MA1. I'm not entirely sure, but it's the overpowered PP. I'm using rapid fire silencer with 2 attachments proficiency. I am using sleight of hand, hardline, and steady aim, with my specialist loadout being, by the way, that was a total fail on the first grenade I tried to throw. And my specialist loadout being 135 of assassin, scavenger, and sit rep. It's nothing that amazing. I have a good run here at one point. I think I get like 12 or 13 kills in a row. Just using my gun, obviously, because I'm using specialist. And my aim there, in case you're wondering, I'm getting used to a new sensitivity. I just went from, at this point of the game, I was going from 4 to 5, I believe, or something like that. And yeah, it was taking some getting used to. This is level 66 of my 3rd prestige, something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure. I'll check at the end. I think I go 17 and 7 overall, maybe. But I found it entertaining enough that, you know, it's constant movement, constant going around, constant sucking for the first like 3 minutes. But that's not what I'm actually here to talk about. I'm actually here to talk about SOPA and PIPA. Lately, SOPA and PIPA has kind of died down, as the bill in its current form has basically been killed, for lack of a better phrase. It's basically dead. And the reason I didn't really make a commentary about this earlier in the week, earlier last week, was I work for a company that's actually a big, strong proponent of SOPA and PIPA. Now, that's not to say that I support it or that I am a proponent of it, but my company is one of those affected by piracy. I won't say which company I work for, so that's not going to happen. However, I am not going to say that I am against SOPA and PIPA, because I am against online piracy, and I am against basically anything in which copyright infringement takes place. I work in IT, and you know, trust me, it would be a lot easier if any software that we needed for our company was just downloaded off the internet. But it doesn't work that way. We pay millions of dollars a year in software renewals, support, license renewals, and stuff like that. So to sit here and say that piracy is normal and expected is understandable. However, it does drive the price up of those licenses and that software that we need to buy, because if it wasn't for those pirates, the prices would be lowered, because they wouldn't have to worry about losing money on all the pirated softwares. Now, I have been watching a bunch of videos between K-pop and between, what's his name? Woody's gamertag. I'm sorry, Woody, did not mean to disrespect you. You have a great hairline. And as well as a couple other ones. Trumpy had mentioned it during his live stream, and Ken has talked about it and so forth. And Ken Burton, that is, has talked about it. And I seem to agree with the bulk of them. I'm not against online piracy. Or let me say this again. I'm not against stopping piracy. Wow, that came out totally wrong. However, I am against such broad strokes when it comes to being able to stop it. I think the best analogy is if you give a general the ability to declare war on any country or any regime that, like a specific general, that is, and then you do it because you feel that this general is, you know, the perfect general. However, he's not going to be the only general. There's going to be other generals that can get this power. So you're basically saying, who's to say that the next guy that's going to follow him is going to be just as good of a general, or just as good as a moral character, for that matter. So you don't know what's going to happen. You know, it could start deteriorating to a point where they just abuse power. Look at Venezuela and Chavez. he basically got elected on the fact that the people wanted a hero, and he gave them one. But then what happened? He started turning into this, communist dictator to the likes of Castro. And me being Cuban, that hits kind of home. But for example, if SOPA and PIPA were to take on new life and give the I guess you can call it the governing body of online piracy, for lack of a better phrase, if they were to actually literally like number out exactly the different manners in which they are going to be stopping the online piracy in small, concise actions rather than broad strokes as it currently is, I think that's when SOPA and PIPA will finally, take advantage of its strong points. Basically, as working for a company that, by the way, I don't know how that guy did not see me when he ran by me, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. The companies that are being affected are the companies, the movie companies, the music companies, stuff like that. And I understand that there will always be piracy. Back in the 1400s, it was rum, it was guns. Later, it was coffee beans. At one point, it was there have been all sorts of drugs. There's always going to be piracy, and that's never going to stop. However, if you could limit it, not like Mega Upload, which was basically encouraging it, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. But hey, that was their model. It made them money. I can't really blame them for the manner in which they decided to make money, but that's the way it was. Here's where I finally die. I thought I was going into the room, and I wasn't. I was so blinded, I was running in circles. Anyway, SOPA-PIPA is one of those subjects that's kind of sensitive because, I don't think that the people from Anonymous actually helped themselves out in any way, shape, or form with the things that they did the day that they were protesting and blacking out. But, it is what it is, and that's one of my favorite things. It is what it is, and you just gotta get over it, and thankfully, the current form seems rather dead, and that's the good thing. Like I said, 17-7, nobody actually here had a spectacular game. We pulled off the win, and that's all I really care about. Now on the screen, if you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. On the left-hand side, you've got the second episode of How Bad Was My Team. This one was pretty bad. It was not as bad as the last one, as the first episode rather, but this one was pretty bad. And on the right, we've got a my reaction to Drop Zone and what I think of the community playlist at this point. All right, guys. Once again, like, favorite. Thank you for stopping by, and this is Muela out.